In this episode, I'll show you how to make a great looking base for your miniatures using kitty litter. Welcome to No Paint, No Gains. I'm Ray, and in today's episode, I'm going to be showing you a super easy way to make awesome looking bases out of kitty litter, or as we like to call it in my house, poop sand. Before we get started, we have to do one very important thing. We got to get a hold of some poop sand. Once you get a hold of some poop sand, you're going to have to process it a little bit. And by this, I mean you're going to have to break down the sand into smaller particulates for your base. I find the easiest way to do this is to place your poop sand in a plastic bag, take it outside, and beat the shit out of it with a hammer. Once your poop sand is tenderized to consistency of your liking, get a hold of your base and any extra elements such as rocks and skulls that you'd like to include. For my base, I'm going to be adding a little bit of cork as large rocks and some of these skulls from Citadel. Take some time and remove any mold lines that might be present on the skulls before applying them to the base. With all your extra accessories in place, next you want to cover your base in a layer of PVA glue. For this, you want to make sure you're using an old, cheap brush or some popsicle sticks or a spreading tool. You definitely don't want to use your good brushes on this because the brush will basically be useless once it comes in contact with the glue. Once we have the glue all spread in place, we want to add our poop sand. Go ahead and take out your container and sprinkle as much sand as you feel you need on the top. Make sure you give it a quick tap to get rid of any excess before moving on to the next step. Now that our sand is added to our base, we want to make sure that we keep it in place. I have a mixture of 50% water and 50% PVA glue that I'm going to spread all over the top of the poop sand. This is going to cement the poop sand to the base and prevent any flaking off when we go ahead and paint it. Once the glue and water mixture is dry, I'm going to follow it up with a primer. For this step, I'm going to use Vallejo Black Primer. With the primer dry, I'm then going to dry brush the entire base with a light gray, followed by a second dry brush of white. Afterwards, I'll wash the base with a dark wash like Nun Oil or Agas Earthshade to darken some of the recesses. Then I might add a light dry brush after it's dry, just to pick up some of the areas that the wash might have darkened too much. For the skulls, I'm going to base coat them in Dirty Bone from Reaper, wash them over with some Seraphim Sepia, and then highlight some of the raised areas with Dirty Bone again. The final step would be to touch up the rim of the base of a color of your choosing. I'm partial to black, so that's what I used. Needless to say, I'm a big fan of these bases. I find they look pretty good for how quick and easy they are to put together, especially once you add your models and put them together in a unit. That's it for this video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date on when new content is posted. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.